Hello, in this video we're going to be looking at direct and inverse proportion. So the objective here is to recognise direct and inverse proportion and to use equations of the form y equals kx and y equals k over x. So a couple of key ideas. If we have direct proportion, as one value increases, the other value also increases. So we write direct proportion problems in the form y equals kx. So this basically means as x gets bigger, k gets bigger at the same rate. So with inverse proportion, as one value increases, the other value actually decreases. So we write these problems as y equals k over x, because in this case, as x gets bigger, y would get smaller because we're dividing by a bigger number. So we call k the constant of proportionality. And when we're dealing with direct and inverse proportion problems, we're often interested in first finding out what the constant of proportionality is to find the relationship between the two variables, and hence find the value of one of the variables when the other of the variables takes a particular value. So here's an example. We have y is directly proportional to x. When x is 6, y is 18. Find the value of y when x is 14. So I'm going to do this problem by setting up a direct proportion problem. So we're told in the question that y is directly proportional to x. So we have this relationship between y and x, and it's that y equals kx. So the aim here is to work out what that value of k is. So to find the value of k, I'm going to sub in the values we have. So we know that when x is 6, y is 18. So if I put 18 equals k times 6, I can see clearly that k must be equal to 3 because 18 divided by 6 is 3. So the constant of proportionality is 3, and therefore the relationship between x and y is y equals 3 times x. Now the question says, find the value of y when x is 14. So to do this part, I'm just going to substitute in x equals 14. So I end up with y equals 3 times 14, which is 42. So the answer to this question is going to be 42. Here's another example. So it says y is inversely proportional to x. So this time we don't have direct proportion, we have inverse proportion. So rather than writing it as y equals kx, I'm going to write y equals k over x. So to find the constant of proportionality, again, I'm going to substitute in the values that we have. So we have when x is 5, y is 12. So if I plug in y equals 12, I have 12 equals k over 5. So now to work out what k is, I'm simply going to times 12 by 5, so k is equal to 60. So now we can see that the relationship between x and y is y equals 60 over x. So what we need to do, because the question says find the value of y when x is 20, is substitute x equals 20 into here. So we end up with y equals 60 over 20, and 60 divided by 20 is going to be 3. So the answer to this question is 3. Here's another example. So this time we have y is directly proportional to x squared. So again, we have direct proportion, but this time y is directly proportional to x squared. So the relationship is going to be y equals k x squared. So to find the constant of proportionality, I'm going to substitute in the values that we have. So we have when x is 4, y is 20. So I'm going to say 20 equals k times 4 squared. So 20 equals 16k, and k is therefore 20 over 16, which is 1.25. So the relationship between x and y, we have y equals 1.25 x squared. So we want to find the value of y when x is 7. So I'm going to sub in x equals 7, and I end up with y equals 1.25 times 7 squared. So 1.25 times 49, and that's going to give us 61.25. So the answer to this question is 61.25. Here's another example. So we have y is directly proportional to x cubed. So this time, rather than being x, it's x cubed, but it's still direct proportion. So we still have y equals kx cubed. So to find out that value of k, I'm going to sub in x equals 2 and y equals 16. So I have 16 equals k times 2 cubed. So 2 cubed is 8, so k times 8 is 16, and therefore k is going to be equal to 2. So subbing this back in, we have y equals 2x cubed. That's the relationship between x and y. So we want to find the value of y when x is 5. So I'm going to say y equals 2 times 5 cubed. So that's 2 times 125, which is 250. So the answer to this question is going to be 250. Here's another example. So y is inversely proportional to x squared. So rather than having y equals kx squared, it's going to be y equals k over x squared this time. So I'm going to sub in my two values when x is 3, y is 8. So I have 8 equals k over 3 squared, so 8 equals k over 9. And then to work out what k is, I'm going to multiply both sides by 9, so k is going to be 72. So the relationship between x and y is going to be y equals 72 over x squared. And now to find out what y is, I'm going to substitute in x equals 6. So I have y equals 72 over 6 squared, which is 72 over 36, which is 2. So the answer to this question is y equals 2. Here's another example. So y is directly proportional to the root x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out y equals k square root of x. So when x is 16, y is 20. So I'm going to sub in y equals 20 and x equals 16. So we have 20 equals k square root of 16. So the square root of 16 is 4, so I have 20 equals 4k, and k is therefore 5. So my relationship between x and y is y equals 5 square root of x. And we want to find the value of y when that's supposed to say x equals 25. So if I substitute x equals 25 into here, I have y equals 5 square root of 25. So that's going to be 5 times 5, which is 25. So the answer to this question is y equals 25. So here are some quick fire practice questions on this topic. Pause the video, have a go at these, and I'll reveal the answers in a moment. Okay, so well done if you managed to have a go at those. I've just displayed the answers on the screen, and that's everything for this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye!